a man found something in the snow, an abandoned baby worth a fortune. One look at his clothes and you could tell he came from money, so the man brought him home for his wife to care for, hoping the wealthy parents would come looking and pay a handsome reward. But 10 years went by. Under his foster mother's loving care, Remy spent his days playing happily in the fields, enjoying a carefree childhood. But good times don't last forever. Soon, he faced his first hardship. His foster father broke his leg at work, and needed 400 francs for a lawsuit. His foster mother emptied their savings, but it still wasn't enough, so she sold their cow to a neighbor for next to nothing. But for Remy, that cow was his only friend in the world. Every night, he'd sneak over to see her, lying against her side, humming songs. One evening, a stranger appeared, an old man, who stayed and listened for a long time. When Remy finally noticed him, he got so scared he ran all the way home. The greedy foster father came back too. He blamed all his troubles on Remy, and decided to dump him at an orphanage. He got into a huge fight with his wife over it. Little Remy had no choice but to accept his fate. The next day, his foster mother told him the truth about where he came from. She gave him the baby clothes he'd been found in, and said she'd go to the government for help. So Remy followed his foster father into town. But the clever boy quickly realized something was off. His foster father had no intention of going inside. He admitted to Remy that it was all just an excuse, to fool him and his mother. The real plan was to dump him at the orphanage. He grabbed Remy and tried to drag him away. In desperation, Remy shoved him off, and ran for his life. He hid under a table in a small restaurant, thinking he'd finally escaped. But in the blink of an eye, his foster father showed up with a mob of villagers and surrounded the place. Remy was trapped. Just then, an old man nearby spoke up. It was the same man from the barn the night before, the one who'd been listening to Remy sing. He wanted to know what this child had done to deserve being hunted down like this. After hearing the whole story from the foster father, he placed 3 silver coins on the table. He offered to hire Remy for 30 francs a year. He traveled across Europe making a living as a performer, and needed an assistant. The greedy foster father couldn't believe his luck. He agreed on the spot without a second thought. Remy watched himself get sold off like property. There was nothing he could do. He had no choice but to let the old man take him away. As they passed by his home, his foster mother heard him calling out. She desperately tried to reach him, but her husband, who'd just gotten back, held her back. She was no match for him. All she could do was watch helplessly as the boy she'd raised for 10 years was taken away.